What's up, you silly goofs? It's Sandwich Jones, your pal. We're gonna do another music video review where we maybe say a couple of informative things. Probably not. We might watch the video. No, can't do that. Well, I don't know what we'll do, but we'll get after it. I did the initial one with the Mac Miller song, and it got blocked in all territories because you could hear the low frequencies in the background. So yeah, no, that's fine. So I'm currently disputing that, and yeah, that probably didn't really help my inspiration to keep wanting to do this. I'm trying to grow this YouTube thing. I love YouTube. I consume so much YouTube, and I make so much content for other people for YouTube. Yeah, not really feeling the love so far, but I am thankful for the few people that have watched it. The nice comment that I got recommending me other Mac Miller songs, so that's pretty cool. Today we're going to talk about that Kid LAROI song with Justin Bieber because, well, they're both freaking heart-throbs and bunch of sweeties, and there's some great VFX going on in this music video, and it's not. I guess I can't say that it's not over the top because they didn't have to do it to push a narrative, but I think that it is a visually striking video, and I'm super stoked to talk about it and my few thoughts on the subject. And low key, a pal of mine and myself are working on a cover of the song in more of a pop punk sort of way. So that's fun. We're not doing so well so far. Anyways, let's hit play. I made sure to mute it this time so I don't get boned hard in the shitter by such shit. And I'm gonna back it up one time because I was starting to bitch about being blocked again. We're already seeing a nice advertisement for Beats. Shout out Beats. Yeah, I'd imagine they did all these shots just very casually, like as B-roll. And then, you know, because you can, because, I mean, there's nothing tying this to anything else. It's just a really nice, tight shot. Kind of move the camera around, very handheld. But you can see that cut. That cut's where we switch to the VFX side of things. And I just noticed that the skin on this feller is suddenly very smooth. But if we look at it, yeah, no, they have a smoother on both. Like, no, there it looks a bit more raw. Like, maybe there's not any, like, post-production sharpness stuff happening. Everything has detail. But here, you can see creases. Where this has just been aggressively smooth. Or it could be part of the VFX, the way they did the float thing, but I don't think that happens for another shot. Yeah, it's still smooth, and you can see lines where it was either mist or just like there's an outer glow. Huh. Yeah, we don't see the floating for another bit. But we got the nice visual gag of the tears being froze, everything being froze, which is pretty easy. You can either motion track just you could have built it in Photoshop, made it a PNG file, and then export it and motion track it into the shot with the actress freezing, just locked into place. But it does have some parallax, so maybe it is a 3D object that they tracked in. And this is the classic put something underneath you and float. All that's 3D effects with motion tracking. So like every once in a while, let me back this up and I'm gonna turn on playback speed. I think the up direction is the slower. We'll try that. So now if we watch slowly, you can see the glass and other elements shift just a bit. Just every once in a while, they will move unnaturally to the camera's position and tracking, and that just comes with the territory of doing motion tracking in general. There's really only so much you can do. It may have been a track that was fixed by hand, It's just a notch. It's part of it. But overall, I think this video is gorgeous. I mean, you can see where they were laying on something. Once again, it's just part of it. I still see that skin smoothening, but I'm not sure what the deal is there. It's weird. But there is some film grain on top. We love that. We're going back to the frozen shot. It's overall just a really, really cool looking video. And I think that the sneaky thing, here's a nice 3D element. I think what makes this video work so well is it's all these great locations, like this all white room that really plays into the spillage there. You know, just little things. This video is powerful because of that. Some time went into this, unlike some videos, you know. Visually, there was like some thought to some degree, or they just already had these locations and was like, well, we could just film here. Sometimes you just get lucky. I love all these 3D effects though, like, and the fact that they have proper motion blur to some degree. Like, it may be a little different, but not by much. These are tricky though. You've got to really have your I don't know where that model's from, but I just thought that was a cool shot too. All of these types of tracking shots are tricky. You really got to have your plan down. This was just I'm sure just a cool addition. But everybody froze. It's just simple. I mean, there's some techniques and things, but overall it's a very simple concept. They're just fortunate to have a budget and tons of extras, and they can shut a street down. And nice little advertisement for Chime. Look at that. That's my favorite shot of the whole video. Like, the performance stuff and all the VFX stuff is cool, but this look, that face right there. You know that, man, that's a look. But then we got these great drone shots. I'm not sure what company did these, but they put in the helicopter and the birds to really sell it. I'm not sure who did the drone shots. I'm not super keen on the teams currently doing that, but it's definitely not a casual gig. Shout out to whoever did these, because these are particularly frightening, because one, they had to get clearance. And Kitty Hawk ain't probably the most casual channel to go through to get clearance to do this in a city. Granted, you know, I don't know. I bought the DJI Mavic Mini 2 and flew it for a little while and instantly got in trouble because I'm a dipshit and I live close to an airport, and I just didn't give a fuck to understand the legalities, even though I was doing it just for fun and not for business. I never used it on a music video. And I never pursued it past that. But this is a little more intense, because not only are you in the city, but you're also flying big fuck-off drones. These drones are massive, so they can hold cinema cameras like this Blackmagic. This was, since they had a budget, it was probably an Alexa or something fancy with like I think that they're using the RS2 gimbal for those. Some of those setups, I mean, there's so many different setups, but yeah, all these shots are great. I mean, that drone is hauling major ass. And I love these shots. I'm not super sure the easiest way to do this shot, because it's a time lapse combined, but the camera motion is going with the time lapse. So I'm not sure if they use like the robot arm deal. I'm not entirely sure. Or maybe there's just time-lapse elements that they could just paint in, you know, with some masking, and it wasn't super obvious location-wise. I'm not sure. Because if they did it all handheld, they shot all this handheld, and then they went back into time-lapse of the crowd with the same sort of handheld, it just wouldn't work. So I'd imagine that maybe these are all wider shots that they got the time-lapse of, and match moved. I'm not sure, but it is a super handy effect to you know, because most of the video everybody's frozen. In this situation, they're sort of locked into a time, and everybody else is moving chaotically around them for the performance, which is a nice like switch up. But these shots are ballsy. All those drone shots are ballsy as fuck. Because they are moving. Like it's such a big space that I guess it's kind of hard to see how fast they're moving. But like dude, that drone is cooking. But I love all these shots. Really cool composition. Super simplistic compared to the rest of the video. But some of these camera moves, I don't know. Like there's some of these like handheld feeling camera moves. It looks like they put camera shake in post to sell it and maybe did something a little more clinical in the process. But I think it's cool to see music videos like this happening more and more because I feel like the days of big budget music videos, you know, that ended in the 90s with like Hype Williams when, you know, you had a music video with giant actors in it, you know, these crazy locations, and they'd build everything to such a massive like cinematic degree. And for a long time that didn't seem to be a thing anymore. But now that like VFX are more common and there's more people doing them, it becomes more affordable. Getting your hands on a good camera is more affordable. So like for you know somebody to hire a team, it's a little more feasible, and it doesn't hurt that you have fuck off money like Justin Bieber and Kid LAROI. I mean, it doesn't even matter. This music video, what is it at? It's at, oh yeah, no, 189,961,176 views since July 9th of 2021. I think they can swing a couple bucks here or there is my point. But, you know, it's just it's one of those things like they had a choice here. They could have saved a bunch of money, did some generic ass performance video. Instead, they did this really tasteful 2-minute 37-second fucking cinematic or affair, and it still felt modern, and it was a good time. So yeah, that's all you can ask for. If you have any music videos you'd like to recommend me to talk about or to get a good gander at, feel free to put them in the comments. Feel free to subscribe if that's what you want to do. I've been working on actual informative content like instruction based stuff, like, you know, to get in the game. If you're trying to get into the music video game, I'm not going to try to sell you any bullshit. So, you know, any information on here is free, and there'll, you know, it's for you. Shit, I don't know. I just enjoy making content, so I'm going to try to really push this YouTube thing for once and for all. And yeah, I'm babbling, so frig off. Okay, bye.